Hi everyone and welcome back to another recipe video with Aim and Leigh.
Baker Aim.
I can't...
I can sort of do it.
It hasn't set yet, it's got to go back in the fridge, but this is like...
You get a rough idea.
Millionaire shortbread. Put a picture of the above view on Instagram so you get an idea of the... I'm trying to do like marbling at the top, so...
It's amazing, guys. Look at that there. Melted white chocolate.
Anyway, so I'm just going to grab the recipe up.
So, Aim has made this once before, guys.
This is
the second time she's made this for us. And it is fan-dabby-doozy. Aim is a really good cook and baker. She hasn't got a bakery, but she'd give Greg's a run for their money, that's for certain.
Alright then, so...
And Mary Berry.
For the shortbread...
This is the recipe, guys, if you want it.
Yeah, so for the shortbread, first things first, you preheat the oven to 180 or gas mark 4. Now, if you can see this is like a glass casserole dish, but it says to lightly grease a 33 by 23 centimetre Swiss roll tin, but I don't use that because I like to use like one of the glass Pyrex dishes, simply because I prefer the fact that you can get it out of here, and I use grease-proof paper. You know, look at him. Okay, so to make the shortbread, I use 250 grams of plain flour, 75 grams of caster sugar, and then 175 grams of softened butter. Now, don't use margarine. It has to be butter. And then what you do is you rub the butter in until the consistency of the mixture resembles like breadcrumbs. Knead the mixture together until it becomes... Sorry, you really need to say something now.
I was just to give a good knee. You said knead it.
Until it goes into breadcrumbs, and then you knead it together to form a dough. Now, you know, like on shortbread, there's like pinpricks on the top of the biscuit. Use a fork and prick all of the top of the inlines, the biscuits. You know, like the dough when it's in the tin or whatever you use, and then bake for around 20 minutes until it feels...
Alright.
Just stop eating! Firm to touch, and then put it in the oven. Like I said, leave it for about 20 minutes in the oven until it's like golden brown. Now, it can vary depending on your oven speed. It needs to be like not hard, but just like firm. And then if you can lift up the bottom of it to see if it's soggy underneath, and then just leave to cool completely.
What do you want, Aim?
Soggy bottom.
You don't want a soggy bottom.
And then if you know what Millionaire shortbread is, or cake, so it's a layer of shortbread, a layer of caramel, then chocolate on the top. So to go on to the caramel section, so again, just to recap, you need 250 grams of plain flour, 75 grams of caster sugar, and 175 grams of softened butter for the shortbread. And then for the caramel, you need 150 grams of softened butter. So don't do it straight out the fridge, but, you know, 150 grams of dark, soft brown sugar. It has to be dark brown sugar. Don't get like... I don't think you can use demerara, but it has to be dark brown. And 1 tin of condensed milk. Now, this has to be done to the exact point because caramel can go really wrong very, very quickly. Gently heat the sugar and the butter in a heavy-based non-stick pan, stirring until melted. Add the condensed milk and bring to a rapid boil, stirring continuously. Cook for around a minute until the filling has thickened. Pour the caramel onto the base and allow it to cool. Once cooled, chill in the fridge and freeze it until set. I tell you now, I don't do the rapid boil. I turn it up, but I don't let it come to a boil because then I can find that the caramel can get a little bit lumpy. So you've got to just continuously stir, but turn up the heat. And then when it's cool, it'll go a little bit thicker. You must wait till the shortbread base is cool enough to put the caramel on. So when you put the caramel on, you put that back into the fridge again. And then you need 2 bars of 1 dairy milk chocolate. It doesn't have to be Cadbury's, it can be any milk chocolate you like, and 1 white chocolate. If you don't like white chocolate or dark, or you know, use one or either. But if you do want to do like this marbling effect with like hearts and bits and pieces, then you do need the white on top of the brown. So you need to melt the milk chocolate, wait until the caramel is cool enough, pour the milk chocolate on, spread it over, melt the white chocolate, and then literally just like get a spoon, so imagine that's the white chocolate, and then just drizzle it on in all different ways and different, and then I use one of these, so for instance sake I'll get it and I'll just skewer along, and it makes some really nice patterns. Obviously they're really like fancy things out there, but for starters it's
when it sets it looks amazing, guys.
Yeah, it does. You can see it all layered. If you ever, like I said, go to Costa or Starbucks, this thing is like £2 a slice, and when I tell you he's a connoisseur of Millionaire shortbread bread.
Like Greggs, they do it as well in packs of like 2 or 3, 4, whatever. Lidl do it, Tesco do them, like in packs. But this, I ain't kidding you, if this is as good as the last one she did, it's hands down as good as, if not better, than some of them get a bit sickly. This is...
Yeah, this is really, really good. All I can say is it is sickly. You won't have a lot... Small. Have little bits. In fact, yeah. I'm thinking this time of doing this like bite-sized pieces.
Oh yeah, more for me.
No, this time I am going to distribute because it got. Should I tell you this is how bad this was for this thing? It got argumentative. There was arguments.
Yeah,
in the
her
house.
mother got angry with everyone for eating.
No, you did as well.
I just wanted my piece kept to me.
Yeah, so he literally put half of it in the fridge for him.
It's so good. And she makes a good rice pudding. You make lots of good food, eh?
So if you'd like to see some more baking and dessert recipes, let me know, and I'll do a good one with some stale croissants, believe it or not.
And digestives.
Yeah, I make a really mean bread and buttered pudding, but without the fruit. I do it with chocolate chip, and it is beautiful. I make like a custard. But yeah, this is a really, really simple recipe, guys. But I'll tell you something now, it's great. And if you've got kids, to do it with them on this lockdown, it's really, really fun for kids to do because it involves like melted chocolate. The only thing I'd say is take extra care. If you'd like a video on making caramel this way, I will do it for you. You have to take extra care when doing the caramel because it can go wrong like that.
Yeah, and melting your chocolate because we have burnt chocolate recently.
If you're doing it in the microwave, because my parents, when I was little, used to do it like a glass bowl above water, but I bang it in the microwave. You literally have to be time efficient with it because it can go, it can turn molten basically. But let me just tell you now, if you ever want molten chocolate that isn't bitter, do it in the microwave. It does go molten, and then what you can do is you can sprinkle it on top of things. It's really nice.
And if you would like a batch of this making up and posting to you, it's 50 quid for the postage and £100 for the work because it is so good. And you like getting it if I ain't getting any.
No, you would like it. If you live in the Wolverhampton area, I'll happily make you up a batch.
And we've done this today, or I've not done anything apart from pick up a couple of items. Aim's done this from scratch. It took about half an hour and like a couple of hours in the fridge. And this was because it was asked for by, you must have mentioned it in a previous video, it was brownies you mentioned, weren't it?
No, it was this.
Oh, this, sorry. And a subscriber, Chris and Steve, who are like a couple on here, they are staying for the recipe. So she made it up. There you go, Chris. There you go, Steve. Chris and Steve, by the way, guys, have been to Orlando, Florida 16 times. I've not been once.
I've been to Disneyland Paris. And, oh yeah, has any of you guys been to Disneyland Paris? It was good. It's fun. It's a good place to have kids, definitely. And if you like the whole Disney things.
Adults enjoy it too.
Yeah, the food there, it's brilliant. Bit pricey, but really good.
I'll sell a few more of these so we can go on.
Yeah, so there you go. If there's any questions or you need to ask anything, feel free to DM us on Instagram or drop a comment, and then it might take a little bit, but we'll get back to you as soon as possible. But give it a go. Yep,
this isn't our mukbang for the week, guys. We're just doing a mukbang for tomorrow. This is just I told Aim, look, let's get a video out so you can all see what a great baker she is. She taught Mary Berry everything she knew before she even knew she knew it.
Yeah.
Feathers.
I would love to show you the end product.
I can get a picture on what Instagram.
Like all cut up into sections, and you can see
tomorrow's video.
Yeah.
We'll cut it up later on, and I'll stick a picture in the video tomorrow, and you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, but what I suggest you do is if you have this, like if people drink it with like a cup of tea, like they do at Costa or whatever, have 1 sugar less in your tea or coffee, because you will not need the amount of sugar in your tea or coffee, because this is, as I say, this is extremely sweet. You literally need maybe less than an inch, what do they call it? All round inch, like literally a bite size like that. Because we had like a big square piece, probably like that, and that was far too much.
It's really sickly. As nice as it is, the first few bites, oh my, that is like amazing.
You know, they say like a square foot will have a square inch each round, because, you know, it is sickly, but it's good.
It's definitely worth being sick over. Not literally, don't be sick over it, you'll regret that.
Yeah, but I also recommend definitely using grease-proof paper, because again then, it just slips off it easily when it's out the fridge. But this has to go in the fridge, and that's what I forgot to tell you. When you've done your chocolate, you put it back in the fridge until this is hard, and obviously the way to test that is obviously just put your finger on the top. You have to leave it in there for probably, I'd say about an hour. About an hour. Just to, or you shove it in the freezer for about 15-20 minutes and then it'll be done like that. But put it in the fridge for about half an hour to an hour. It's really heavy. You will find really that it's so heavy. The caramel does, I mean, yep. The caramel does take up quite a lot of the eating of it. But right. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please try it and let me know.
Make it for your kids if you got them. Use them as an excuse to make it.
What I will say is, again, quickly, when you bought the ingredients, you won't have any butter left over, but you will have the dark brown sugar and the plain flour, which it's great. So all you'll need to buy if you make a second batch is the butter and the chocolate. Which, if you get it from Lidl, where we got to, the chocolate,
30p a bar.
So if you get so that's 60. So you're going to spend about, after you've bought everything, about £2.50, £2.70 to make a batch of this, because you will already have the sugar, the caster sugar, the flour, and the dark brown sugar.
And that's us done, guys, because we've got to go and get cleaned up.
That's one thing about mukbangs that I've heard other mukbangers say.
Clearing up. I hate it. Do you hate it? You don't bloody do it.
No, but it is rubbish, isn't it?
It is.
Me and Leigh are different. When I cook, I tidy up as I go along.
We've got this table and all the shit to clear away on. You don't have to do that.
I also do, and I want to know if you want this as a video, I do a mean pasta bacon video. It is absolutely delicious. And this recipe has gone back through my family for years and years and years, and anybody, and I mean this, anybody who my mum passed it on to, they passed it on to somebody else because it was so delicious. If you want to know that recipe and see what it looks like, I'm going to do it.
Okay, you do it, baby, after you've made me a bread and butter pudding. Laters, guys.
See you later, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.